All right. So I told people this was going to be the third one I did, and here's the third one I'm doing: the interrogation of Roboute Guilliman from 40K Theories. I have no idea what to expect, but apparently this has something to do with text to speech. So hey, here we go.
Greetings, Imperial citizens. It is I, Roboute Guilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, Blade of Unity, an aficionado of all things blue.
He looks like he's trying really hard to take a shit. And then you got the Velociraptor right there.
I am here to answer questions as posited by you and presented to me without censorship or redaction by Lord Inquisitor Remles of the Ordo Theoreticus.
What is your rationale behind the creation of the logo Historica Vertia?
So that historiators do not have to ask me questions like this all the time, and can just look it up via easily accessed references, instead of being shot down for heresy halfway through the red tape of Inquisition.
Sire, good to have you back. How do you suggest we respond to the recent outbreaks of Nurgle's rot on Ultramar? School closings, remote Schola Progenia classes from home, and why is everyone hoarding so much toilet tissue? Does it protect against demonic incursion?
Oh my god, the toilet tissue thing during the middle of this shit. Oh my god, I cannot count the amount of times my wife has come in. Oh, my mom's coming to pick me up. They just found ass wipe over at fucking Costco. And then all of a sudden they're running over there. It's like cops guarding the TP down in Australia. That's right, fucked.
Wash your damn hands and stand 2 meters apart. And if you must clear Nurgle's rot from your nostrils, perhaps instead of hoarding toilet tissue, like a lonely Slanesh heretic, just buy a damn handkerchief. Or wipe your nose on Magnus's hair.
Primarch, this is Cryptek Chief Surgeon of the Top Dynasty the First sent you this message to ask that if you have plans for preserving the pylons.
We shall station Cato Sicarius there, and the gravity well created by the sheer mass of his ego shall prevent any escape.
That's really not a bad idea.
Barring that, we shall call.
Does he have dreams if when he sleeps? What does he dream of?
A unified mankind and the color blue.
Of course.
If you could bring back one of the traitor Primarchs to the side of the Imperium, free of corruption, who would you choose and why?
Good question.
How could you ask me to choose? Bring them all back.
Oi papa Smurf, if YOUZ find out that some chapters come from traitor stock YOUZ gonna crump em, who are leave em be?
My apologies. I do not speak fungus.
Okay.
What advice do you have for Imperial citizens who are looking to hook up with Xeno's booty?
Many Xeno's spoils of war, such as weaponry, technology, artifacts, and other treasures, should be... Wait. Oh. Next question.
What about the Sotate dynasty?
What about them? They can't all be best friend Trazine.
Will you be looking for your missing brothers? Or at least wake up the sleepyhead on the rock?
You know where one of my lost brothers sleeps, and you have not brought this up with his chapter?
I am not quite sure Roboute would be so really gung-ho about going in and waking up the lion. As far as I can see, unless they really patch things up further along in the heresy, him and the lion did not part on good terms from Ultramar. They did not at all. And I can't really blame Roboute for not exactly being happy about that. I mean, to be quite honest, the last couple of books written in the Horus Heresy set on Ultramar, um, kind of really tempered my annoyance toward the Ultramarines a little bit, especially Roboute Guilliman. Just based off the fact that how much stuff happened on there and how much he tried to get things to go well, and basically the Lion fucked up. And if you really want to get down to basically anything bad that happened to the Dark Angels or the reasons behind the Fallen, the reasons behind a lot of other stuff, all you really have to say is the Lion fucked up, and that's pretty much the explanation for everything.
Lord Commander, after leading the Indomitus Crusade personally and learning of the history of the Imperium before your return, have you ever reconsidered the dissolution of the loyal Adeptus Astartes legions into their now no chapters?
Yes, but also no.
Gloriosa, Avenging Sun. Going forward, how do you see the relations between the Imperium and the Inari progressing? Commissar, I want you to shoot the first man who sniggers at that.
We shall continue to work together in order to defeat chaos. We shall be working closely together through long nights with a certain... Next question.
My Lord Primarch, may I share the hug of friendship with your sons, my cousin friends? Except Calgar, the meanie is cheating with his power fists.
Only if you hug me first, for hugging me is like hugging the entire chapter in one embrace.
No.
Hey Robbie G. Big E kind of indirectly gave his blessings to you and your main squeeze when he took the time out of his day to show us how awful we truly are, as you are doing now, so I figure I'd ask, what's your feelings on having an Eldar girlfriend? I mean, can love bloom? Asking for a friend.
Okay, seriously? Stop it with the references to that fucking short story.
And, of course.
Love does not bloom, is not an orc. But I say if that Eldar lady or boyfriend resurrects you, and is willing to throw more Eldar bodies and power in your fight against chaos, I say, go for it.
Quite a few of your descendants have come to regard your text, the Codex Astartes, as a divine scripture that can't be questioned in any way. Do you have anything you'd like to say to them?
Yes. Yes, I do. Cut that shit out right now.
Thank you.
Lord Guilliman, as you have been reviewing the History Imperium to create a congruent timeline, I can assume you have heard of, if not read of, the infamous 21st founding, where multiple gene seeds were tampered with to increase the mighty of the Astartes.
If you were watching earlier, you don't know about... I mentioned a certain founding called the Curse Founding. The 21st founding was the Curse Founding. Yeah, it gave us such ones as the Black Dragons, and the Lamenters. Those poor sons of bitches.
But instead caused mutations. One such chapter in this founding was known as the Sons of Antaeus, which underwent a mutation making them bigger than the average Astartes but increasingly more durable to damage that would kill an ordinary Astartes. It has been suggested that this Astartes are either from Death Guard genocide or are in fact your own sons. If it were to be the latter, would you accept them as your sons, as they currently still loyal and their mutations do not seem dangerous to the Imperium, even though the Ultramarines seem to denounce them as sons of you?
Yes, of course. Have you seen a normal Astartes? We are all mutants regardless, give or take a few fangs or dragon men.
Okay, so basically, during the Curse Founding, it's not sure what exactly happened, but there was experimentation done, and there was a lot of fuckery that happened. And a lot of the chapters founded during the 21st founding do not actually know their Primarch. It hasn't been, it's like the last two Primarchs. There's hints, but there's not ever been said that traitor gene seed might have been used. And if you're wondering, the 9 traitor legions, yes, the Imperium still does have original pure gene seed that could be used to make a Stardust from those legions. They just don't, because mainly they're worried about what would happen. Well, in the 21st founding, there was a lot of fuckery that was happening around the Imperium. I won't really go into it, but there was a lot of fuckery. So, they thought that more Space Marine legions would, well, Space Marine chapters would help kind of tip the balance. And for a while it did, but a lot of the chapters that were put forth in the 21st founding wound up turning traitor. And a lot more still developed really, really awful mutations. Which is why I wasn't a big fan of Belisarius Cawl making the Primaris. I'm still waiting for something. I'm still waiting for news to come down the pipeline because I still haven't read anything in the Dark Imperium yet. I'm still waiting for some fuckery to happen.
Do you think the Emperor was actually going to pull your life support?
No. Secretly, my father loves the color blue too much. Why do you think he plays so many Ultra games for Paradox Billiards, Vostroyan Roulette, 4th Dimensional Hypercube Chess Strip Poker?
Lord Guilliman, on the Rock there are some records about some sort of Second Imperium. What's that about? And also, if you could kindly tell us where those old armored Dark Angels went, that'll be nice. They clearly never got the memo that we changed armor colors.
A contingency plan, since we did not know if my father was dead and the rest of the Imperium had fallen to the traitors. I don't know about your chapter's outdated colors. Perhaps if Lionel Johnson was awoken by someone who apparently knew he was sleeping somewhere this whole damn time, he could put that right.
When will you declare a holy crusade to search?
To be clear, it's not really for sure that the lion is asleep on the rock, but just like with the Blood Ravens being a possible offshoot of the Thousand Suns, it's canon and everything but concrete. So basically, they've done everything but flat out say yes, the rock is asleep on the lion is asleep in the rock.
Search for our primogenitor, Rogel Dawn. We miss him and seek his guidance on what to do about the Inquisition meddling with our chapter, Brethren of the Celestial Lions.
Ew, that hurts.
I have no need to declare one. We all know where he sits. On my father's lap, occasionally being cuddled and playing role-playing games.
My lord, given your matters towards dealing with the current state of the Imperium, I imagine it is quite lonely without any of your brothers around to speak with. If one of your loyalist kin was to return right now, who would you want it to be first?
Sanguinius.
Guilliman Russ. I want to scratch him behind the ears again.
Dear son of the Corpse Emperor, first off, welcome back. Second off, apologize to Magnus now. Regards, loyal son of Magnus.
Will he remove his chicken wings and boob horns?
Did Guilliman Russ ever challenge you to a drinking contest like he did the Emperor?
Why do you think I was on life support to begin with? A Primarch's liver, glorious as it may be, can't possibly contend with the Wolf King.
My Lord Guilliman, on behalf of my fellow Blood Ravens, I humbly seek your aid in unraveling a mystery that has plagued our chapter for millennia. As one of the few beings still living who personally bore witness to the second founding, I was hoping you would know if our chapter was among those created that day. And if so, can you tell us the name of our parent legion?
Well,
the Blood Ravens.
When a Sanguinius and Corvus love each other very much.
My Lord Guilliman, do you have a plan to get the Adeptus Mechanicus to start innovating and inventing new technologies to fight the enemies of mankind? If so, what is it?
Yes. The Adeptus Mechanicus is, when not worshipping the machine god, a valuable asset and cannot be overlooked. I shall set forth my case for the unity against chaos that we so desperately need. Barring that, I shall present them with the plans that this Lord Inquisitor has shown me for cyberdogs, in an effort to inspire them that, without their proper innovations, the masses shall create such things.
My Lord Regent, the avenging son, your first father, beloved by all, was by the accounts which survive in our modern age, as much a mystery to you as to any other. As much as I would use this single question to ask of he who guards us all in his eternal vigil, I shall not for little remains. I therefore ask not of he but of his close confidant, Malkador the hero. From the tomes which survive of the thrice damned heresy, I know of only one interaction not concealed by the redactions of the Inquisition where you met my lord. The humbling of the 17th, though I assume you and he would have spoken much on your finding and thereafter. There you witnessed my lord, Malkador, take a strike from the 17th that would kill a standard human. Or so it is written. I must ask my lord, did you ever seek to find more of this man who was so close to your first father, beloved by all? And if so, what might you have learned in those ancient days of Malkador the hero? Practical, Malkador was a powerful psyker and could therefore use his power in his defense.
Okay, so if you don't know what this is talking about, the Ultramarines were sent to one of the worlds that the 17th Legion, the Word Bearers, had in particular steam. They called the perfect. It held the city they called the perfect city. Well, this is the essentially the chastisement of Lorgar, which directly led to the heresy. I won't go into too much detail, but the Emperor did not handle this that damn well. Guilliman did not even want to be there for this, and Lorgar did not like Guilliman to begin with. And Lorgar thought that Guilliman was being basically laughing at him while trying to keep a straight face. He felt ashamed and no shit. But Malkador was trying to talk to him and was basically trying to get him to accept that this is what had happened. I mean, this is the will of your father. And Lorgar punched him. And Lorgar really held back because even though Malkador was a human, and even though he could have killed him instantly, he held back enough to where he wouldn't kill him. Because if Lorgar had killed Malkador, I don't think the Emperor would have let that go. I think he would have came back down and taken Lorgar out of the picture at that point.
It is rumored he laid low the 16th when he tried to speak of the lost and the purged. This power was such he was able to sit upon the soul engine in his place. No other such psyker has since been recorded in Imperial record with that level of power, to my limited knowledge at least. Theoretical, Malkador is not human standard. He was too old, too powerful and too close to him to be such. Malkador may have been a son of his not born of perfection and gene craft but woman born. A human child of the Emperor. My thanks, Lord Commander. May he guide your hand in these trying times.
What? I almost was lulled back into a coma with how verbose that question was. I lost the plot of it. Just send an autograph.
Okay. I got the gist of what that question was. It was basically asking if Malkador was actually not really born naturally. Malkador was born naturally, and he was a part of a group called the Sigillites, and that's why his name before he became Malkador the Hero was Malkador the Sigillite. He was the second most powerful psyker to have ever lived, next to the Emperor, and the third after Magnus was created. What wound up happening with him, though, the Emperor waged war on the Sigillites, won, of course, and Malkador became a really close confidant with him after that. And then eventually his best friend.
Greetings from the Farsight Enclave world of Guzzario. I write to you on behalf of my mentor Odza, inquiring on a particular curiosity that has befallen him lately when it comes to one of your people, one Belisarius Call. As a genius in his own right, Boogzer has a particular respect for the man due to his willingness to actually develop technology, rather than simply worshipping it like his peers. What my mentor wants to know is how he managed to pull off the creation of the Primaris Marine project. Does it have any links to previous attempts to improve your space marines, such as the Raptor project and the Cursed Founding? Much appreciated, and I wish the best for your people, as I do mine.
Naturally, I believe fully that Corvus was far more involved with the Raptor project and its unfortunate corruption. As for the Cursed Founding, since he wasn't involved in it, call for more scathing information on how they went wrong.
Okay, so here's another thing. The Curse Fountain I've already explained a little bit of detail. The Raptor project, on the other hand, happened in the immediate aftermath of the Corvus Corax and his remaining Raven Guard escaping from the Isfahan 5 drop site massacre. He was in a running battle with World Eaters for months, and what wound up happening was the Raven Guard was infiltrated by Alpha Legion, and Corvus went immediately back to Terra to try to basically get something to rebuild his Legion. At first his main goal was to go back to Terra and request help so he could literally go out in a blaze of glory. But he got the idea to completely rebuild the Legion. The Emperor gave him the original gene tech he used to create the Astartes, which included the pure gene seed and all of his notes. But he didn't give it to him all in one shot. He kind of gave him be like a psychic fragment, be like deja vu. He gave him the information, but it only came in flashes. And for a while, it was looking really good. Then Alpha Legion got involved, and a lot of fuckery happened. And the Alpha Legion wanted to capture this for themselves, because if you can, what the Raven Guard was doing with the improvements made in the gene tech, they were able to go from stock standard human to fully fledged space marine in not a matter of a number of years, but in a number of days. And the Alpha Legion knew that if they could get their hands on this tech, it would be by far and large a mass. Whoever had got their hands on this tech literally won the war, because it wouldn't matter if you took monstrous losses. You wouldn't need to find the most physically perfect specimens anymore either. You could pick up. They would just have to be able to pass basically a wellness test, and then they would be able to be promoted through the program. And the Raptors were able to kill regular Legionnaires, and they were better fighters than regular Legionnaires, and they had not had anywhere near the amount of training or combat experience. And then the Alpha Legion got involved. And what brought the Raptor program low was the fact that some Alpha Legion, one of the tech priests involved with the Alpha Legion, decided to use a sort of poison to kind of basically slow the Raven Guard down so they wouldn't just start taking off with this. And they started injecting literal fucking demons into the gene seed, which that causes fucking problems.
Dear Lord Commander, how is your toilet paper hoarding empire going?
As a Primarch, I do not poop.
Dear Roboute Guilliman, Lord Commander of the Imperium, do you believe that you will surpass your father with what you do now? Because I have thought long and hard about this, I personally believe that you are and should be the ruler of the Imperium of Man, because of who you are. No offense to your father, but you are more humane than he ever was, for we know that his Imperium was born on lies, but you are different, you are better than he is. From just of the many citizens of the Imperium, I send you my thanks and trust and hope, not as a god, but as a man. Knight Scion of the Ordo Theoreticus, Matthias.
I do not believe I will surpass my father. I will merely do what is necessary to prevent the fires of chaos and the ravenous conquering Xenos from further destroying the peace of the galaxy. But if I do, please, Do not strap me into a chair, forcing me to fart warp storms into existence.
Is there anyone in the universe for the Big Blue?
Yes, there is. And it is all of you.
Lord Regent, I have heard whispers that the Imperium and its own administration was, and maybe still is, the greatest of all threats to itself before your arrival. Is this true? Would the Imperium really have collapsed under its own mismanagement regardless of the fall of Cadia?
No. There is far too much red tape keeping it together like an orc gargant.
Recipient, Lord Roboute Guilliman, query, considering the fact that you have not had Archmagos Belisarius call charged, executed for tech heresy, as I have heard rumors of a device call invented called the Call Inferior that is not only akin to abominable intelligences but also a marriage of Xenos and Imperial technology, among other potential infractions, would you be willing to pardon any other tech priests and Magi that have been charged with similar crimes so long as their research provides genuinely beneficial results for the Imperium and the Mechanicus? Clarification, I'm asking for another Magos I know. Asterisk whistle.wav asterisk querent Magos Dominus Parker.
Yes, of course. As long as they are all cyberdongs.
Lord Guilliman, of the many new horrors you have learned of since your recent reawakening, what do you feel is the most devastating threat to the Imperium? The ever-hungry Tyrannids, the undying Necrons, or the advanced sciences of the Tau? Ever your servant, Little Lord Timmy.
Imperial red tape.
Dear Lord Regent, how did you come into contact with the leader of our order? The Lord Inquisitor seems to bury himself in old texts so often it is surprising to me that he has come into contact with someone of such status. Your regards, Guardsman Luna.
He sought me out in an effort to have...
Some claim you slew Omegon. Are you sure you didn't kill Alpheus instead, and was
Surprise the fuck out of me.
Dawn certain he slew Alpheus not Omegon, signed, totally not an Alpha Legionnaire.
Does it matter when they're both still dead?
Which of his brothers he would wish to return and why?
I have answered this, and I still wish to play fetch with him.
My Lord Guilliman, how did you feel after the Horus heresy and what were your thoughts of the lose of so many lives and the loss of your brothers?
Oh, so many. My grieving heart would bear nigh infinite thoughts on the subject after, and torment me whilst I slept. And still now my soul is heavy with each memory. But one thought bears the greatest sound at the forefront of my mind, and they are but two words that my father spoke best, and I shall repeat here. Fucking Horus!
Lord Primarch, what is your opinion on the Blood Ravens using a weapon created by your brother Dawn? Though the chapter is not believed to be of his lineage, is it still honorable to use the weapon?
As long as they are utilizing the weapon and to work in tandem, to bring unity and fight against chaos, then I say yes. It is indeed an honorable fisting.
Lord Guilliman, being so well known for your administrative skills and empire building, there is no doubt that you must have sampled many different types of food over diplomatic meetings on countless different worlds. Could you tell us of one of the more interesting edibles you've ever had to consume during such an event? Sincerely, a Garden World noble.
Potato salad with raisins. A heresy even Tyranids would not assimilate.
Lord Primarch, if I may be so bold to ask, what's going on between you and Yvraine?
I do not understand why the Imperium is so focused on me and Yvraine. We are but allies. Work friends, if you will. Now, I must see here about some suggested Eldar techniques on how to hold my, power sword. Thank you for bringing these questions to my attention, so that I could provide my insights to the rest of the Imperium. It has illuminated that the ruinous powers of chaos have infiltrated the masses far worse than first anticipated. I trust that with your curiosity satisfied, Lord Inquisitor, I will not have to seek that restraining order. Go and be good to each other, except to Magnus.
Okay, so that was the interrogation of Roboute Guilliman. I gotta back it up to that one. Where is it? That was pretty good. That actually startled the hell out of me.
Self in old text, so often it is surprising to me that he has come into contact with someone of such status. Your regards, Guardsman Luna.
He sought me out in an effort to have...
That's just awesome. Alright, guys. I'm gonna get this uploaded. Then I'm probably gonna wind up going to sleep because I gotta go to work tonight. But, as usual, I'll see you guys next time. Please pop something down there in the comments if you guys want to see me react to it. I know there's a there's a load of stuff that you guys want me to take a look at here, as well as the Astartes 5 breakdown, which, to be honest, is going to take me some time because there's a lot to unpack in that. In any case, I'll see you guys next time.